Rattle's dreams come true? Who is the mysterious Don? Where does role of Rattle and Roll fit into this? Why did Mr. Rattle stow away to America? What is a jam? Where did Mr. Rattle get counterfeit money? Why doesn't Mr. Rattle have whiskers? All these and other questions will be answered in the first and following issues of Rattle and Roll.
Twisted Fairy Tales. The YouTube show you love to watch, bring you an anthology truly top-notch. Over 14 stories and over 80 pages. Rest assured this is not for all ages, so sit back in your chair, drink up your ale, and grab your copy of Twisted Fairy Tales. Showcasing creators, both old and new, the bargain bin knew just what to do. Cool art, cool stories, all from cool scripts. To top it off, we added some sexy chicks.
Bargain bin, let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair, he's old man, but please don't stare. Alright, he's on the bargain bin. Now this just in, it's just in. Our new guy who just snuck in. He takes a joke, he just don't care. He's a regular gummy bear. New boy, here on the bargain bin. Bonus section, it's area black. For the furries, he's got your back. Along with Neve, that rhymes with Steve. Can't you weave? She'll knit you a sleeve. Whoa, they're on the bargain bin. It's on Monday night. If you're lucky, it's on time. It's a pile of shite, but to miss it is a crime. Just out the gate, it's Rob GP. He's not a dog, but he'll make you pee. Up for a laugh, he'll laugh at Oat. If it falls flat, he'll get his coat. Whoa, we are the bargain bin. You hear the bargain bin, huh? This is the bargain bin.
Hello everyone, it's your host, Aria Blackness here, aka Daddy Blackness, aka very sick today, once again. Who knew babies carry germs? The little disease machines, one might say. Rob has taken control of this account and he is commenting in the comment section. So, hello, Rob. Hello, Justin, other hosts on this show. Hello, Tom Took. Good to see you here, dude. Saw your drawings earlier. They were pretty cool. You should send us some more. Maybe we'll check them out. Good to see everyone here. I got a throat sweet because I'm so ill and disgusting and gross. I can't go 20 minutes without coughing up a mess. Anyway, on to our, let's bring in our hosts. He's the loveliest, cuddliest gummy bear there is. It's Justin.
A little more subtle of an intro. I like it. Good evening, everybody.
I just thought I'd be kind today, you know?
No, well,
Yeah.
Sickness breeds kindness, I guess. But
Yeah.
I do recall the days of when my kids were young, the amount of times I was ill because they blessedly give me something. It's so nice, but I suppose sharing is caring.
He's also lovely and cuddly, but he's not allowed 30 feet within a school. It's Rob G. Price.
You know what? I'm so disappointed because now. Hang on.
God, that was horrible.
Go on, Rob.
Let me position myself. Where's my shoulder? This shoulder. It's got to be
That
there.
way. Yeah, you got it.
That way.
Down.
That way. And
Down.
look at my titties, Jack. Look at my titties.
Hang on, Rob. Hold it. Hold it.
Yeah. All right.
Hang on, that's the wrong one. Hold it. Keep holding it.
Yeah, I ought to get my kit off, really.
No, don't.
Okay, there we go. Now it's Justin's turn. We have some fun on this show.
Come
on, big boy. Other way.
Actually, really, I was looking at Justin with one of the turtles behind him, trying to figure out, spot the
Hang
difference.
on a minute. Yeah, I'll see what you try to do here.
Go back and hold it. Wait for me to do the thing.
Go back and hold it. That's what she said. Put your right shoulder down.
Yeah.
I can't do much in this chair.
Justin, you didn't have to do the sex doll thing.
Yes, I did. If you're going to do it properly.
There we go. Okay.
All right, so it's our job today to bring a smile to Sicky Daddy Blackness's face, yeah. Like laughter is the best medicine and all. Either that or night nurse. I don't know. You
can I'll leave that up to interpretation. Bring a smile to my face, however you please, guys. Just be kind.
Okay, after the introduction you gave Rob, you want us to be kind to you.
I'm a hypocrite. What can I say? Anyway, let's go. I've got a baby approaching, so bear with if it starts crying. We're on to the news. Over to Justin.
Cyberfrog moves into in demand.
Gong. Is that supposed to mean? Because actually, what I have was not really news. But is that all you got, Justin? Justin, carry on, please.
Okay. Uno momento. I will share my screen.
Well, that went well today.
Yeah. Like I should have clarified. What I had was not really news, more of a discussion point.
Yeah, thanks for that. Okay.
We'll pick up the headline.
That's all right. We got an extra gong out of it.
Yeah. Cyberfrog has moved into in demand for issue 3, Red Extermination. At the time of this stream, he has raised $515,494 from his original goal of $500. I think he'll probably get a lot more than that because knowing Ranscriver, he will bring in more perks, more add-ons, I guess you could say. Because obviously he did that quite a bit with issue 2, which I still haven't got.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Spoiler alert.
So,
we haven't been harping on about her enough.
Yeah. So we shall see how that pans out. But I don't see any reason why this won't break 1 million. He's certainly got the fans for it. And 3,770 backers. Keep going, I reckon.
Bloody hell.
Has he put the toy car on the campaign yet?
I don't know. I haven't looked because I've avoided looking at the campaign besides for updates because I want to get my one and I want to read that first before I look at this one because I don't want to catch any bloody spoilers or potential spoilers in the description. Don't get me wrong. I'm pleased he's done well, but I want my damn comic now.
Yeah, same. He announced a toy car or something. He sent an email around to the backers of Cyberfrog 2. And that's all well and good. I like a toy car, but I prefer a comic book.
So it's one of those ones where it looks cool. I mean, this cover in particular looks great. Dale Keown artwork. I love Dale Keown. But these delays are getting stupid now. And yes, okay, the guy's got a YouTube show to maintain, and I think he's had a bit of scope creep with the stuff he's brought out. But you've got to focus on getting your books out on time or as close to on time as you possibly can because it's getting annoying now.
So
anyway,
when was it supposed to be out?
Oh, geez, now you're asking. I don't remember. I'll have a quick look and see if I can find it.
So
surfing. There you go. Wrecked Planet.
We should also mention, I don't think we're going to keep harping on about EVS negatively into, perpetuity.
No,
As soon as the
I don't
book
want
arrives,
to.
maybe we'll do a
Yeah.
review or something to try and get something positive out of this whole.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I'm just looking for it now. See if he announces a date on this one on issue 2.
Oh, Mike McCartney's in the chat.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
I'm very light right now. Let me see if I can sort that out.
Right.
Nope.
Estimated shipping was supposed to be May 2021.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Mike, to answer your question, me and Aria, we both backed the level where you got Death Sting along with it, and Death Sting was late, so they haven't been shipped until Death Sting arrived. But I believe it has been shipped or is getting ready to. So, yeah, okay. Perhaps I'm still negative about it, but come on, dude.
Yeah. On top of that, I'm still waiting for the action figures, which people are still getting, but because I ordered the bundle, I haven't got mine yet. So, seems I'm conflicted because it seems an odd way to fulfill it, but at the same time, I'm mid US fulfillment right now, and I know weird things come up that make it difficult when you're not an established shop or
I actually
company.
wanted to get the Salamandroid mug, but it was something like £50, including with postage included, and it's like, yeah, it's a bit too much.
I think stuff like that, right? If you back it, you should be able to get like a decal that you get sent to your house, and then you can take it down to your local, what do I know, like Asda or whatever, and have them do it for you. So you
mean like print on demand?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah?
I see your point there. It's interesting, but can Asda do things like a chromium cover and stuff like that?
No, well, no, okay, no, but a mug, come on. Like
a
couple of Christmases ago, what a bloody palaver, because for our Secret Santa, I ordered a thermal reactive mug for Jacobus, and it came all smashed to bits. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's one of the continued drawbacks of crowdfunding is the lateness. And again, I don't want to bitch about it too much, but the longer these things take, the more I tend to get a bit annoyed with them. And that's because I've backed other projects that have either not appeared or have gone stupidly late.
The thing is, you've got to bitch about it, because if you don't, we're only left with 2/3 of a show.
All right, yeah, fair point. I'll shut up. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On to the next story. Rob.
No, hang on, Justin. Don't get too ahead of yourself, because you've got to keep bitching about it until I find the image I'm looking for the next segment.
Okay, well, in that case.
I've never been on the Segway before.
I am looking forward to getting it there, because I do want to see how this story goes. I love some of the quieter moments he's drawn, the sort of nighttime moments where Cyberfrog's sitting in the corner watching his little girl sleep, and his reuniting with Heather. I want to see stuff like that, because I think the quieter scenes in the story sometimes make more interesting for me. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to see it, but I just wish it hadn't taken so long. Have you found the image yet? Because I'm running out of things to say here.
Okay, so I'll add a couple of things. Like, is a frog, he's a cyber frog, but he's only got one daughter. There's something wrong with evolution going on there.
It's not his daughter.
Oh, damn. It's been is a cuckolded frog then.
Oh, for God's sake.
Wow, this is taking a turn.
Yeah.
We needed ideas for Twisted Fairy Tales too. Maybe that's one of them.
Where's my microphone? Where is my microphone?
Oh, no, don't say
it. You know what I'm going to say.
Go on, just do it.
I can't find a bloody microphone. I don't know where I put it. Fisted teary tails.
That's a good one.
I
Okay,
still don't
Rob,
know where the bloody microphone is, though.
you get a point for that one anyway. Well
Ka-ching.
done. So, big news of the day, and the whole reason behind the thumbnail is the TMNT movie just dropped. Now, I know for a fact Justin is not a big fan of turtles. In fact, he enjoys hearing the stories in the news when they get those beer things wrapped around their necks, and he's just a bit cool like that.
No, I don't think it's got anything about turtles. It's just turtlenecks.
It does have a good turtleneck, though.
You're not doing yourself any favors.
We've already done the joke. I might as well add it on, hadn't I?
If you could do that again, but pose yourself in April's position there, so it's like 3 round lovelies. That would be ideal.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Get on with this.
Go on, now, tell us
Matt.
about the turtle movie.
Okay. So, speaking of green things, the Turtles came out, and it got pretty much the reception people expected of it, being a, another reboot of the Turtles in modern day with modern day sensibilities. And we saw the marketing message written on the wall for this one when they released those very early trailers, and it had a certain race swap character that we'll get into in a little bit. I want to play a game with you guys first before we go any further.
Is the master a hamster?
I'm
just trying to figure out the race swap.
Game number 1, spot the race swap. Spot the let's start with that. Spot the race swap.
Let me just make you big.
That would be 2 down, 2 across.
April.
Yeah, that'd be it. April.
Oh, okay.
So just take a look at this.
So Splinter isn't a hamster then?
No, Splinter's not a hamster. But we've got a little something about Splinter coming up in just a minute. This is the main cast of the show. Mine, give or take a couple that have been making the news lately. However, the big controversy has been around April, who is, no longer. Let me just remove everyone from the screen so we can see a good example of April. There we go. I hope you soaked it in enough. Apparently, no more. They've taken a very, shall we say, modern approach to April's design. And this tweet has been circulating. This James A. Castillo is the person behind the who worked on the design, right? Now, this quote of theirs, we tried making her relatable and grounded in the real world while keeping some of the details that make it so iconic. Now, there were 2 big round details on that image I just showed you. That
Well, I know you like to keep us abreast of things.
Yeah, and I'd give you the thing, Rob, but I'm on the wrong screen right now. So just pun intended. You get
pun intended.
There you go. So it appears
it's a poor state of affairs when I have to finish myself off.
No, I'm not touching that one.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Oh!
Sorry, Aria, please carry on.
Yeah.
Have
It
another word.
appears that the only character trait that they've pulled across from the original is the color yellow. And go on, Rob, what were you going to say?
And the glasses.
Yeah.
The glasses?
She has a nose.
The original.
She has a nose. You're right, Rob. She also has hair, hands, and feet, but they're all the wrong colors. The main thing with this is, why are modern media designers so uptight about making their characters ugly? It's one
Because
thing to go on.
Because they're trying to make a point.
What's that point, Justin?
I'll tell you, because I've had this little snippet story for a little while now, because I think about it sometimes whenever I see this stuff done to old characters. There was a row that got kicked up on Twitter a long time ago. I think it was to do with the race swapping of a particular comic character. I can't remember now. But it was the argument was started, of course, by Dan Slott, who has me and pretty much everyone else blocked on Twitter who disagrees with him. And someone that waded into the discussion was a guy called Eddie Robson. He used to edit for 2000 AD, among other things. And the guy wrote this down, two-part tweet, and I'll read it out in its entirety. And you always get people saying, why not create new characters that aren't straight white men? Missing the point that characters like that are being created all the time, but it's hard for them to compete with famous, iconic characters with decades of history behind them. It's a franchise-dominated landscape, and you can't just will new franchises into being. You'll make much faster progress by diversifying the franchises that already exist. That's what they're doing here. And they've done it before, and they'll do it again.
Yeah, I see your point. It's a creative takeover. Let's put it that way. If you can call it creative.
It's lazy, is what it is. And again, it goes back to that point Eric July made about the race swaps. If you're okay with this, fair enough. But you're also saying you're okay with sloppy seconds. And I see his point. And whenever I see this sort of thing, I just laugh now, because we're seeing the creative bankruptcy of Hollywood time and time again, which is why I'm certainly not fussed that they're on strike, and I hope the strike lasts a long bloody time. But it's also a trend where they tend to do it to red-headed white women, as was the case with The Little Mermaid, to name but one.
Hold that thought, Justin. We'll move on to that in a second. But Tom Duke is saying it may as well be a completely new character. It could stand a better chance of being liked. Other than that, same old song and dance.
Yeah, same old song and dance. Because also, well, I think about, they did it to Mary Jane in the or MJ, whatever, in the recent Spider-Man trilogy of movies. So it's nothing new. And the thing is also, the two of the blokes behind this movie is Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who seem to be grabbing as many.
She does look a bit like Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I can believe it, Rob. And the thing is, it's been pointed out with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg how incestuous Hollywood is in some respects, because Goldberg's only claim to fame is that he went to the same high school as Seth Rogen. Now has worked as a producer with him on pretty much all of his movies. And they made that god-awful Santa Inc. Series last year, which Goldberg and Rogen worked on together. And even Goldberg's wife wrote an episode. It was like, Jesus Christ, how many more of your own can you get into this show? So I see this and I'm just not surprised anymore. Go ahead and do it.
Yeah, she does look a little bit incest and all. But moving on, you brought up the whole redhead thing.
Yeah.
Now.
Well, I mean, her name is O'Neill. I mean, she's obviously Irish.
Yeah. Anyway, so Justin brought up the whole redhead thing.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I say a spot. You can see from this illustration here just how prevalent it is. The person who made this tweet is calling it ginger side. Sounds a little bit like something you put on the weeds, but you get the idea. Just
orange gingers.
Yeah, they've taken several redheads. I mean, several. I mean, loads of redheads from popular culture. And then here's all. What is the Well, I know the fascination with the race swap, but it's always this one exact race swap, right? Like,
yeah.
redhead to, someone of African descent.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have the most recent one there, the Little Mermaid, right
Yeah,
at the bottom,
yeah,
and then April O'Neil,
yep.
being the one we're talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you need an illustration, it's right
Mm.
there on the screen.
Yeah, and it's too obvious now that we can see what you're doing, and it's a case of don't bite this sort of thing on Twitter because they'll just turn around and call you racists. So either go ahead and let them
You
do
should
it.
start a rant in the comments, Justin. See how
Yeah,
that
because
works out.
it's honestly I can't be asked with the shit. Go ahead and let them do it. I mean, it's taken something like 50 million at the time of this recording. Um, you know, good luck, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's honestly it's just so amusing when they keep doing this, and when people kick up about it, they say something like, "Well, what's the problem with it?" It's like, well, you did it in the first place, so there must have been a problem on your side of things. You know, it's just comical. I mean, the funny thing is now I'm reminded of it. Whenever they do remakes or reboots like this, I'm reminded of an interview with Walter Hill. He directed the 48 Hours movies and The Warriors, and he was asked about this during the release of the Warriors director's cut on DVD. And someone said to him, "What do you think about the fact that they're going to remake? I think it was The Warriors with Tony Scott directing." And he shrugged and went, "Good luck, I guess." But it's like Billy Wilder said when they remade Sabrina. What did I do so wrong with the first one?
Yeah. The thing is, no, I totally understand. But then again, I think the idea is, young people generally don't like to watch old shit, right? Not everybody.
Yeah,
No, it's true. But like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
got, I mean, like I know younger people, they're like, oh, no, it's an old movie. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? It's 15 years old.
Mm. They keep
You know what I
one of the
mean?
lines I've heard them say is they like to reintroduce it for a new audience.
Yeah.
Bullshit. You're just lazy at this point, and it's showing now.
Mm.
So yeah, this is actually a very good
So
illustration of the whole thing.
I've got one more point on April O'Neil before we move along to the other characters causing a little bit of controversy. I cannot find the image now, but Yellow Flash showed it off on his channel earlier today. You know how it's a common thing, right? Where the black character in whatever movie, like John Boyega in Star Wars is the prime example of this. How he was made, he was the front and center on the Western posters, but for the Chinese posters, he's in the background and all smaller.
Yeah,
You can't see him, right?
yeah.
Well,
And
they've seemingly done this same thing with the Ninja Turtle action figures. Now, I can't find the image on Twitter right now, but go and check out Yellow Flash's most recent video today, and he's showing it off. In that there seems to be a variant out there of the April O'Neil figure. The Western retailers are receiving obviously the version that is on screen, the black version. The ones that are popping up in Asia seem to be a little bit more Caucasian than what she appears on screen.
Ooh.
That Caucasian April O'Neil is going to be worth a lot of money one day.
Yeah, but it's also the same thing with the Black Panther movie poster. They put a mask on him for the China release. Wonder why.
Oh, Chris is here. Good to see you, Chris. Blackwash and Ugly Oompa Loompa April. That will make money. Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'll be curious to see how it does, but The Little Mermaid was a financial failure. It did not make back enough money that they needed it to. It's possible that Turtles will succeed because it was made for kids, but it's got another 20 million to make before it breaks. Well, before it makes its breaks even. But as I've learned through recent educational videos on this sort of thing, you tend to need to make 2 or 3 times your money to get a profit. So, good luck, I guess. But again, yeah.
We said April O'Neil, not Shaquille O'Neal.
Was he a redhead?
No, he was not.
So there's one more character that is making the news. I'm going to take us back to our first screen. Let's play a game. Spot the gay.
Oh, fucking. Is this actually confirmed? Because I know you're talking about.
Oh, isn't like Splinter supposed to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not, nothing is confirmed, but let me show you this image, okay? So
Oh, don't tell me it's Master Splinter with another rat.
No, the thing next to him, I believe.
Yeah, Master Splinter with the bug, whose name I've just gone blank on, but
Don't worry about it.
It'll come to me at some point. Anyway,
Oh my God! Check out that pig in the background.
Yeah, it's Bebop.
Yeah.
Oh really? Okay, because I don't know the character. The thing is, I drew one of the characters in Twisted Fairy Tales, and it looks pretty much like that.
Yeah, it's
sorry.
Again,
Yeah, I
trying
know
to
what you're
diversify
talking
the
about.
characters to make them seem fresh, new, and exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Anyway.
Go ahead and do it.
Rumor has it that the original cut of this movie that was sent to test screeners implied a relationship between Master Splinter and the bug. Okay. Posters that were later released confirmed that the bug was a male. Okay. I think the studio picked up on the whole Bud Light situation that's going on right now, and the fact that those sort of messages in modern media do not bode well with the fans, and they totally axed that. They have pulled that poster down from Twitter, from pretty much everywhere online that they can, and they've released a press statement saying that this character was never meant to be male, it was meant to be female. There's no real way of confirming that in the movie.
I mean, like no external genitalia.
Yeah.
It doesn't lay eggs in the movie, so we can't tell. You have to wait till the end of the credits to find out, actually.
Yeah. Again, good luck with that, guys.
Yeah.
Why does Splinter look so goofy there?
Yeah, why does Splinter look so goofy? Is another example of why do they just look shit?
The thing is, a little while back there was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles CG cartoon that was released, and there you go.
That's the Splinter,
and it was actually really well done. And then you get shit like this. It's funny because I remember the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles cartoon when I was a kid.
Yeah,
because they wouldn't call it ninja back then, and it was
That's
really
appropriation.
Yeah. Well, apparently it was just seen as wrong, but the animation that was actually pretty slick. And then you just seem to go downgrade as you progress. Now you've got this, and whatever. Just good luck. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Was it Scumbag the Cockroach or Scumbag the Cock Ring?
Gee, Rob, I wonder what you've been reading today.
Sorry, I just popped into my mind.
I'm sure it did.
Imagine being in formal meetings with Rob and having to.
So I think for our Q4 projections, I got a projection for you.
Yeah.
You know what? If I could pull all the strings, I would take all the funding for this movie, give it to Don Chin. Let's have a adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters movie. It's about time.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it just like that. I will. I promise. Is that it for the news segment, or do we have anything else?
Well, okay. Like I should have made a little clearer earlier, maybe. There's something that's gone around, and I found it on Cartoonist Kayfabe earlier.
Yeah.
How much do people make from comics? Did you see this?
No, but I think I've heard about it.
Go on.
Yeah. Okay, so Nate Powell making a living as a graphic novelist. He's posted about the money he gets for creating a graphic novel. So now get this. This is for 30,000 advance, right? But he only gets the 30,000, the full 30,000, if the sales allow it. So basically, and it says there, yeah, breaking it down, he has to live on 375 for over a year while working on his latest grab. Yeah.
Wow.
He doesn't get the rest until afterwards. So like, I mean, from that, he's got agent fees. He gets a third on signing. He gets a third on completion and another third on publication. So
It's just what publisher is this with?
That I don't know.
Okay.
But this has been making the rounds this week. And I thought,
it's got to be sort of an average of the industry, right?
I would imagine so. Yeah. So basically, for the duration of making the book, and that could be like, a year, 6 months, a year, 18 months, that's what it's getting. And this is for, how many pages do you think this is?
Well, if it's a graphic novel, that's...
Yes, it says 200 pages there, doesn't it?
It's there. Yeah. 200 pages. Ouch! Freaking excruciating! Ouch!
That's one wanker publisher.
Yeah,
I think this is pretty standard from what I've read. And listen, let me put this in the chat for everybody. No. Okay. The thing is, Chris, I hear what you're saying. Chris says he hasn't even made a third of that, but I don't know how many. What do you call them? Like mainstream artists there are out there, and I don't know. But I just thought this was really interesting that this got put out there this week.
Chris is right on this one.
Yeah.
If I may interject, because obviously this is something I think about a lot, given that at one point my whole goal was to enter a career into comic books. Let's say hello to Chris real quick. Red Dress Press, good to see you.
Bonjour.
This is something I've thought about a lot in the past. It's something I've thought about a lot recently, actually, is how do you make money doing comics? I don't think you can unless you are, in the position of Eric July or you're working towards that sort of level, I'm
kind of interested in how much, for example, 2000 AD pays these days. That would be interesting. No?
Yeah, sure.
And actually getting a gig with them is going to be really, really hard. Anyway, I interjected. Please carry on then.
Because obviously now I've got myself a young family of my own. I'm thinking about these different things. And as a young man right out of uni, I was on dirt cheap salary, but I was making little bits of money doing my tailor books, and those little bits of money was getting me a long way, and I could make do with that little bit of money I was making doing the eBay Taylor's comics, right? But for someone in my situation now that's got a family, taking the leap of faith and going straight into mainstream comics when I can see that this guy in 18 months is working on $6,375. That's impossible. Can't do that.
No.
You can't. There's absolutely. I lose my house over that. Impossible. If it's like that, it seems to be that way throughout the industry as well. Unless you are a big name like, I don't know, like an Arthur Adams or something, who's going to be making, upwards of, close to probably $5,000 for a single cover.
So is this why more people are going to crowdfunding, because you can get a better deal?
I guess it's one of the many reasons.
Well, right? Yeah. It seems
it's not just...
system. Go on, Rob, sorry. Sorry,
No,
carry
no,
on,
you
Rob.
go first. You go first.
Yeah, well, it seems a safer system, crowdfunding for the artist,
Mm.
right? But I have, aside from the big guys out there like Eric July, I've very rarely heard anyone say they've made profits on crowdfunding. I know
Mm,
I haven't. My campaign has done fairly well, but
Mm.
having to take on all that responsibility as a sole creator as well,
right.
those costs disappear.
Yeah, for sure.
That profit disappears rather
Mm,
than all the little bits that you've got to do.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Someone at our level, crowdfunding
Mm.
is more of a passion project. It seems like to me.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Mike Lynch, the guy who wrote this piece, where does it say? Okay, I don't think you can do it for the money. Oh, I don't think you do it for the money unless you're naive or stupid. You do it because you've got a story to tell that nobody else in the world can. And I like that. I like the way he's
Yeah.
penned that. You do it because
Yeah.
it's fun and fulfilling. You do it because you have to. You hope your story connects with enough readers that maybe you earn a few bucks and get a chance to tell more stories. Hoping that your story will find enough readers to make you rich or even middle classish is just a lottery player's fantasy. But it also happens from time to time. So, like, yeah, it can happen. Going back to what Aria was saying,
Area?
what Ariel was going for. Yeah, I've just thrown myself. I can't remember what I was going to say. What Aria was just saying about. No, it was Justin. Is this why people are going into crowdfunding? And I think this is one of the many reasons. One of the many reasons is the appeal that, hey, money that is made comes to me. What not everybody thinks of course, as Aria has mentioned, is, yeah, but you also carry the financial burden of making sure people get their books. But also, maybe it's the point that if you create, then you create for yourself, and you don't have someone breathing over your shoulder saying, no, you can't do that. Yeah, you got to do it this way, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work. Like having that freedom, sometimes it's kind of good to have a bit of mentor relationship to kind of steer you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's also good to have the freedom to be able to do what you want to do, to tell the story that you want to tell in the way that you want to tell it. If I could find my mic, I'd drop it.
Yeah.
Say again?
Yeah. I agree with you on that, Rob. I want to draw attention to some of the comments that we had some really good ones.
Chris go for it.
Red Dress Press saying, who's going to make money off comics? Andrew said, yes. Unfortunately, he is. And I saw John Delarose has bought his comic, so I feel like when that arrives, eventually we'll come back around to it and we'll show it off on the screen. Chris has said, when you get to that level, we're talking about Eric July here, it has little to do with the comics and everything to do with your brand as a YouTuber. Now, this is interesting because this has been a topic of our discussions behind the scene as well, right? It's like we're comic creators that spend all our time trying to make it as YouTubers now, and now the big YouTubers are suddenly the biggest comic creators. It's a totally weird dynamic at the moment. It's strange, guys. In the comments, what do you think of that whole situation? Do you find you have that same problem, or does it affect you in any way? I'm just curious. Chris is saying, I'm making Infantile Chronicles as a vanity project. If I can mitigate some of the financial invest, I'm fine with that. And yeah, the Keshi Taylor project for me, that was a passion project as well, where the finances for that just got sucked up pretty much straight away in the project. It's cool though, having designed an action figure and now it's out there. But geez, that was an expensive endeavor.
Yeah, it's similar to me in Crescendo Station. I didn't expect the book to sell well, but I'd always wanted to write an underwater science fiction story, and that was that. And unfortunately, with that book, what made it a nightmare turned out to be the editing and what I went through with the particular editor that worked on it. But the icing on the cake for it was the wonderful audio book that got made with my narrator and some of the work she put in on that. And to this day, I think the book's got 5 reviews on Amazon. It's nothing spectacular, but I'm pleased it's out there.
Yeah. A couple of things as well from the chat. We've got a good chat today. Red Dress Press is saying it certainly isn't for the amazing art, and Chris is saying books are YouTube merch right now, which leads to like an interesting thought. Is like, yeah, comic books have become YouTube merch now.
Yeah,
rather than the art form of a comic book. So it doesn't really matter, if the artwork is crazy good or anything, because people are going to back it depending on who they like, as in like, the personalities they like that are making the 10-minute videos that do really well in the algorithm. And we've got Bristolian Dave here. Good to see you, my dude. We're missing you, man. And don't forget, from a writer's perspective, there's even less profit in comics due to having to pay for artists, etc. Yeah, and not to do like too much of a little plug, but I'm working on a video about some tips writers can use to mitigate that. Anyway,
sorry, I didn't hear that. You're doing a video about tits? Sorry, I think I had some either interference or maybe it's old age. I don't know what it is.
Do you know what?
Tits for writers. It's 10 different ways.
Okay.
Do you know what, Rob? He said the word, and I thought, no, I'm going to leave that one alone.
You left it to me, huh?
You was lying in wait for that one.
Right,
so
I totally was.
Yeah.
Tell you what, Justin, I want you to look to your left, like wide-eyed and like mouth open. There you go. That's a screen grab.
Why did I agree to that?
Oh, hey, Chris, Red Dress Press said, yeah, did somebody say tits?
Did somebody say tits? Yes, indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. Dave says there's a marketing issue with creatives not treating it like a business, and that creators don't seem to be able to do numeracy. And that, that's never been a creative strong suit, being able to do any of that. I guess
the thing is, there's got to be a balance as well, because numerists don't generally, I don't know, maybe, I mean, obviously there are going to be exceptions, bring out like creative masterpieces.
Yeah. Some people hate the word product when referring to their creations, and kind of, but there's this thing, and Rob, you tell me if you relate to this, right? Like, I've always had this problem of my relatives saying, "Oh, why didn't you send your work into Marvel, or why didn't you send your work into DC?" And I'm thinking, I don't want to do that, because I've only got X amount of creative energy in me. And if I use all that creative energy on something that maybe it pays well, maybe it pays well, maybe it's name recognition. But if I using that creative energy on something that I don't want to be using on, then I have that literally depletes the tank, and I can physically feel it somewhere inside me that I don't have that creative energy then elsewhere. And
I totally relate to that. My first, I did a year of art school, and then I worked in a graphic design print shop for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I wasn't on a great wage, but every once in a while I'd get a project that I'd be like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. But the majority of the stuff I was doing for other people was just like, and I don't know what it is. During that time, I created you'd call it a zine these days, with some friends. But apart from that, I think I got to the point where, like, it's not a kind of burnout, but just it became less fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't create as regularly after that period for a couple of decades.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
like
I can
if
see that.
people would say, "Oh, we need like a poster doing for a play," which I used to do, then I'd do that, and I'd do it gladly. But I just didn't seem to have the impetus anymore to like sit down and do like different comic
Yeah.
strips. And it didn't, and that lasted until about I don't know, about 2011, 2012, when I was coming to the end of my studies, and I was like, you know, yeah, then I started getting the feeling, the itch to do my own stuff again. And Chris Fisk is right in there. That's how video game development is for him.
Yeah.
Let me show that. Yeah. He writes, that's how video game development was for me. You never make your project when you've turned your passion into a career working for someone else. Yeah. There are people who definitely could do it, but I don't know. It's not for everyone.
Yeah.
No?
I'm going to take us back to Dave's point about how creatives don't treat it like a product, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that's the reason why? Because when you, as an artist, when you're thinking, oh, I've got to make this book now, and maybe you're thinking, oh, I've got to do a character that looks like this because that's what's popular right now, or I've got to do these story beats because that's how the movies are right now, or even like the second you start thinking of your art as a product, it seems to drain that same creative tank. And there's, I don't know, maybe there's something draining about while you're drawing having, oh, I've got to monetize this in the back of your mind. Maybe that's the tough part.
Yeah, it's it's kind of funny because it's a rule that I've been, well, a quote unquote rule that's been said to me about writing books. At the end of the day, you can write what you want to write if you love it or not, but you also have to write what sells. And I think that kills a lot of people because they have this lovely creative vision of a book they want to see do well, but it doesn't do well, either because the market rejects it or because other people have screwed it up for others along the way. So yeah, it's I mean, yeah, it's tough. And like I said, Crescendo Station, I wrote that for me. I didn't write that to sell millions of copies. And I'm forever going to be proud of that book the most because I enjoyed writing it the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bloody hell, Rob. For like a topic that you just introduced on the fly, that made like 40 minutes of conversation.
It's good conversation.
I have my moments.
Yeah, it's good conversation.
Yeah. Thought you'd like it. Yeah. But I didn't think it was like a newsworthy, like a bong, you know, but it is definitely a topic. Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. Dave said there's a reason most successful books in the past have had a writer, an artist, and editor. As minimum, being one-man band will always be a struggle. I think that's where people fall down. Yeah, I'm feeling that one right now. But yeah, and Dave's saying, good topic, Rob. Kudos. Yeah, indeed.
Merci beaucoup.
We'll see how it pans out, right? We're in like a weird transitional stage at the moment of this whole crowdfunding thing where Cyberfrog had its big splash in 2016, and then sort of the small creators all got on the scene around about 2020, like the same time Taylor's launched roughly, and then we're sort of just, I don't know, it seems to be meandering right now and just trucking along, nothing huge apart from ISOM happening. We'll see where the sort of the trend goes in the future.
Yeah.
So this is my backup, and I didn't know if we were going to have time for this today. I've only got three memes, and they just kind of came up, and I thought, oh, maybe we could do something with this. This is a section I'd like to call meme. And yes, I did steal the meme, and they're all Star Wars related. So maybe you've seen these, maybe you haven't. Okay. So here's the first one. Kaboom. Oh, hang on. No. Got to be on the other screen, haven't I? Yeah. Okay, and I thought, okay, this is topical. Kenobi.
Duh.
Duh.
Yeah.
And so that's the first one, and I thought, that's okay. Then there's the second one, and I thought, oh, this is nice.
Oh my god!
Alrighty, and I really like that. That made me laugh out loud.
I sung that one in my mind.
It's a trap. Okay, so I definitely want a drum roll for the third one.
Okay.
The hell is this?
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought, you know what? It was for this. I decided to get the other memes as well because I thought, hey, I got to get your reaction on that. The rebels come.
Oh, dude.
There was a Star Wars meme I saw, but I haven't got it to hand right now. It was taken from Empire, and this guy goes, "Lord Vader wants to report on our progress," and it's the officer he's talking to has Steve Carell's face put on him, and he's going. I'll find it later on and I'll send it to you, Rob. But
yeah, do that.
Yeah, that was a funny one, which I've always had a chuckle at. But I love a good meme.
Yeah, there was a little cartoon I wanted to add, and I couldn't because I saw it yesterday and I could not find it. So it's like two of these kind of like and I don't know who the artist is, but he does these really simplistic figures. They're like a circle for the head, circle for the body, and just lines for arms and legs. Yeah, I'm sure you'll recognize him if you see it. And so two buddies talking. One says, yeah, I watched the films, but it's just so stupid. Who would be, after so much development, who would place such a vulnerable area within easy reach? Or something like that. Words I'm very, very, very much for. I was very, very drunk. And so his buddy kicks him in the balls. And I'm like, yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to share. And I couldn't find it for tonight. But no, yeah, there you go.
Yes, indeed. Men are so poorly designed. What a topic to end on today. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Rob, you're starting to freeze up now. Uh-oh. But it's okay because we're gonna bring the stream to a close now. Bloody hell, fair play to the chat today. You've been good. Give yourselves a round of applause. I play an effect, but we don't have one. So yeah, well done, guys. We appreciate your contributions to today's conversation. It's been fun. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of the bargain bin. Let us know what you want to see in the future. We more about the comic books over here. I'll leave you on this great quote: "A good memer borrows, but a great memer steals." And on that note, we are out. Bye bye.
Bargain bin, let's see what crowd is in. Baba Dave and his hair. He's old man, but please don't stare. Alright, he's on the bargain bin. Now this just in, it's just in. Our new guy who just snuck in. He takes a joke, he just don't care. He's a regular gummy bear. New boy, here on the bargain bin. Bonus section, it's area black. For the furries, he's got your back. Along with Neve, that rhymes with Steve. Can't you weave? She'll knit you a sleeve. Whoa, they're on the bargain bin. It's on Monday night. If you're lucky, it's on time. It's a pile of shite, but to miss it is a crime. Just out the gate, it's Rob GP. He's not a dog, but he'll make you pee. Up for a laugh, he'll laugh at oat. If he falls flat, he'll get his coat. Whoa, we are the bargain bin. You hear the bargain bin, huh? This is the bargain bin.